So in this text, we talk a lot about things you could do to try to work better as teams. One of the things, especially in distributed Scrum, is understanding cultures and how people think and act in other cultures. We don't all think the same way. We don't all have the same perspectives. So one of the topics that we emphasize in this book is really trying to understand the other person's side. We think differently in different parts of the world. So trying to put yourself in their shoes and understand how they're thinking or how they're reacting is really going to help your communication with that other team. And obviously, you know that in Scrum or any kind of an agile method, effective communication is paramount to being able to achieve what we want with these methods. So really understanding how they think or how they're perceiving what I'm saying is incredibly important. So understand the other cultures where and how you can. Another technique we found really useful is when we have meetings, whether they be Scrum, planning meetings or prioritization meetings, is typically because we're distributed, we tend to do them on conference calls, since we're in different countries or different states, whatever it may be. What we found in the case of differing languages is what we'll do is bring up an instant message type system, and we'll have conferences going on as we're having a meeting. So if somebody says something or comments on something, we tend to transcribe it directly into the instant messaging system. That's interesting for two reasons. One, it gives us a written transcript to help us, but it also allows the person on the other end to read what it is we think we heard them say. What we found is people can tend to read a language sometimes better than they can speak or understand a language. So if we listen to what they say and we write it down in a chat window, we say, now look in the chat window, is that what you meant? Is that the topic you were trying to address? Sometimes it is, but sometimes it's not, and we find mistakes or misunderstandings. So we found that trying to both have that verbal communication but follow it up with the written one helps to make our communication process much more efficient. Different cultures have different ways of viewing people in authority, if you will, and maybe that's a wrong way to say it. However, what we found in some of our meetings is a lot of times people won't speak up, whether they're bashful or shy or just culturally to them, it's not right to speak up at that time. Again, this kind of is related to understanding the cultures, but what we found is when we hold these meetings, an effective way to do it is to tend to call on people or reach out to them and ask their opinion or ask, is this what you heard or do you have a differing idea on this? Actually reach out and call on them and bring them into the conversation rather than waiting for them to join. You'll find that as you do that over time, you'll have to do it less and less as the team begins to get more cohesive, but it takes a little bit of time and effort on your part. So what we found is by doing that, we end up building a stronger team relationship, a stronger communication channel between teams and between cultures.